set out basic development milestones. If you are passing these milestones, you are on a roll with development. You've got every child through primary education. You've substantially reduced poverty and hunger. Now, sustainable business practice from the micro level up can make a huge contribution to achieving the MDGs, not least in making people food secure and reducing and hopefully eliminating extreme poverty.
After a divorce, there was little time for Dar es Salaam full-time school teacher Olipa Kadegi to dwell on what could have been. Instead, she had to focus her attention on what needed to be done, and she had to find a way to become financially independent. Olipa applied to Bayport for a loan to start a fish and poultry retail business in her community. In the rural area of Mbagala, neighbours used to travel all the way to the ferry to get their fish weekly. But now, they can go to Mbagala market any day to buy the best catch of the day. Clover's award-winning social responsibility Mama Africa projects are shining examples of how the empowerment of women along with training can help create employment and promote health in isolated or depressed areas of South Africa. Today we meet Professor Elaine Flock, who implemented the project in 2004. Elaine, what is the goal behind the Mama Africa project?
Clover Mama Africa wants to uplift women. We want to empower them by giving them skills, training and equipment, and through that we really want to get them self-sustainable.
I've lived and taught in South Africa since the inception of apartheid through to post-apartheid. My own journey as a white South African through apartheid brought with me a realization of just how much needs to be done to create real opportunity for the poorest of the poor children in South Africa to have access to quality education. So the model of the LEAP School is to create a family away from the family, and in that family to actually push for change. So we create a long day, a home away from home, with caring teachers who become part of the extended family, and where we have difficult conversations to help shape citizens for the future.
All Mutual, in being the primary supporter of LEAP School, giving it its premises and supporting it as much as it does, is demonstrating its own commitment to the long-term prosperity of South Africa.
The Hamath administrative area has a population of around 6,000, of which 78% live below the poverty line, increasing by 10% each decade. In Qeleni village, over half the households have had at least one child die, and a third of those have lost more than one child, mainly due to diarrhea, probably caused by the lack of clean water. The Bulungula Incubator was launched in response to this dire situation.
The Bulungula Incubator has got four focus areas. That's education, social services, community health and sustainable livelihoods. There is a total of about 200 people employed directly by the Bulungula Incubator. It's a direct benefit for about 4,000 people.
None of the 20 lemongrass farmers have ever been formally employed, so they've had to rely on child grants and, for some, irregular remittances from husbands working at the mines in the Northwest Province. Being part of this project opened them to a world of entrepreneurship and commerce. With their new income, these women are now able to supplement their household incomes. That story wraps up our first episode of It's Africa's Time, where we've witnessed how women in Africa can create sustainable lives for their families and their communities through training and enterprise.